Hey everybody, PC Outcast here, back with more Everlasting Summer, and we're carrying along on Xenia's route. Seem to be getting our butts handed to us here. Got all the red around the screen. Hey, you alive? Squish. Oh, that was cold water being splashed in his face. I thought that was like the squish of the blood in that's pooling under his feet. Anyway, cold water was splashed in my face, and with difficulty I managed to open my bunged up eye? I guess. Over me was leaning a pioneer. You again. What? They didn't finish me off and you decided to help? Well, go ahead then, get on with it. Somewhere deep inside I was even happy for such a turn of events. Finally, this broken, vicious circle will be torn apart. No, you don't understand. I'm not him. Who are you then? I didn't care already. It would be so nice to die now, end this loop, and go on to a new one. I guess never before did I want so hard for the endless cycles of my life to continue. The only important thing is for them to obey the long-established rules. Don't you understand? Pioneer said with anguish. No, I don't play these games anymore. Really, did they decide to place me in the shoes of that idiot? Is this some kind of game and I'm a green noob for them? Not on my server. And anyway, I don't care. Tried to get up, but the pain made me just moan and lean against the nearby trunk. Although, if I'll have to spend 5.5 more days in this damned loop, I'll obviously have to make certain compromises. Okay, I don't care who you are or why you're here, but if you really want to help, I won't refuse. If he really is the one he wants to look like, then I can expect help from him. Yes, of course. Bring me something to drink, then. The pioneer quickly jumped up and disappeared behind the trees. Did he run to the canteen? What a dumbass. Meh. Time was dragging treacherously slowly. I lost the phone, either during the fight or even before that, so I couldn't tell how much time passed since the moment the pioneer ran for the water. But in any case, he should have been back already. My injuries were hurting unbearably. It seemed like I was starting to get a fever. Could that be an infection? I could simply die. They could at least have beaten me to death. But no, I have to lie here and wait for the end in agony. Just you wait. Next time I'll show you all. The fear of death ceased to exist for me simply because one can only fear something that scares him. In my case, death would be a salvation. Though I could hardly believe that. More likely the next time everything will repeat itself, which means I'll have to struggle, have to fight for myself, for my life. Same as at the first times. To do everything to not become a whiner and snot-nose like that one. Barely managing to get up on my feet, I stumbled towards the camp. It was getting dark. I should probably ask the pioneer what happened after I lost consciousness during the beating at the square. Maybe they're looking for me. Or they think I'm already dead. In any case, I should be careful. Right now, the various skills obtained during the time spent in all these endless loops would be useful. But a one-handed, one-legged cripple hardly makes a good fighter. At first glance, the square looked empty. No pioneers, no birds. None of the squirrels that plentifully inhabit the forest around the camp. And the air was ringing with a dangerous silence, like the lull before a fight, or like a minefield bypassed by both people and beasts. Take a step and you'll be blown to pieces. If only it was really so easy. But I can't just stand and wait. I have to get to the infirmary, wash and bandage my wounds, drink a painkiller and antibiotics. The first steps through the square were difficult to take, more because of the oppressive tension than my battle wounds. I somehow dragged myself to the end of it, walked along the narrow pathway, reached the infirmary, and had already started to mess with the lock when I suddenly heard a familiar rustle in the bushes nearby. Certainly that is not a beast or a bird, that's a human. Though I understood well that the rampaging pioneers won't hide themselves, they act openly now. I don't know who's hiding there, but you better get out, or else... Or else what? In this condition, I can hardly even pose more of a threat than that arrogant little girl. It's just me. The shy pioneer almost whispered, coming out of her cover. Oh, it's you. I asked sarcastically. Alone? Where are the others? Although, yes, you alone will be sufficient. No, I can go if I'm disturbing you. Stay. Things can't get any worse anyway. I was vainly messing with the lock. Of course, it wasn't hard for me to pick it with even a toothpick or match, but for that I needed healthy fingers, while mine were all covered with hematomas and bruises, their every second joint dislocated. The first complicated action I am capable of now, or the most complicated, is holding a pioneer flag and idly swaying it over my head. A dumb pastime on its own, but the local pioneers can make me do worse. Maybe I can help? How? With moral support? I've got She stopped mid-sentence and held out a bunch of keys to me. How? Yes, I didn't expect something like this, but wasn't really surprised. I had other things on my mind. I took them from Slavia. Just like that? You want to tell me she gave them to you without even asking why you needed them? Well, I said I don't feel well and didn't want to bother her, so I could go to the infirmary by myself. Yeah, great pretext. Slyness, archness, and pretense. They say that behind every strong man stands a strong woman. I remembered about the second pack of Cosmos that the pioneer gifted to me. The cigarettes turned out to be considerably crumpled, but I still managed to find a couple of intact ones. Okay, the keys will really be useful. That was smart of you. Thank you. The girl smiled almost unnoticeably. What if she really isn't hiding a knife behind her back? Where are these thoughts even coming from, though? Presumption of innocence had never worked in this world so far, and especially now, deeming everyone around to be hostile a priori would be the most correct thing to do. I carefully looked the girl up and down. What? Is there something wrong with me? I just don't even know. You better tell me. Is everything right with you or not? I don't understand you. The pioneer girl was clearly embarrassed and upset. Oh well, while she's at least pretending to be good, I should use it. It'll be hard to bandage all my wounds by myself with unbending arms. Don't mind it if you really want to help. The infirmary was brightly illuminated by the fluorescent lamps hanging from the ceiling. With some difficulty, I clambered onto the couch and tried to take my shirt off. Let me help. Okay, go on. On the right and the left sides around my belly were reddening. Terrible-looking patches of bruises. I must have broken several ribs, or maybe it's the other way around and only a few of them remain unbroken. Every movement echoed with pain inside. Can you be more careful? Sorry. Pioneer started to undress me, zealously even. Finally, I was left in only my shorts. Wait, we have to wipe the wounds with iodine, disinfect them. Yeah, sure, so I would look like a brown bear? No thanks, let's do it with hydrogen peroxide. It's in the desk drawer. The pioneer didn't argue. Though hydrogen peroxide or iodine, it still stings the same. I had to make an inhuman effort to not shout out loud. Does it hurt? What do you think? I hissed through clenched teeth. Then the pioneer started to bandage me. Every time she had to grab the bandage on the other side, she was almost pressing herself against me. Here. Lena said with a feeling of duty well done. She's overacting, the thought flashed in my head. Yes, that's better. Not that I really felt better. Rather, I was just more certain that I will be almost healed no later than tomorrow. But that will be tomorrow. I tried to get up to walk to the drug cabinet, but my head suddenly started spinning and I had to sit on the couch again. Get me an analgen and well, that... Did I really forget the contents of the local medicine chest? I raised my hand to my forehead. It was hot. Something for the tetanus. I don't know. It's written there in the instructions. The girl bustled about and soon returned with a pile of multicolored pills. What's that? Like you asked. I was taking a risk, of course, but it clearly couldn't get any worse. And water to wash it down. I swallowed the pills and barely managed to stretch myself out on the couch. The pioneer girl sat on the chair nearby and started to look at me patiently. What did she need after all? The suspense was tiring. I just wanted to sleep, to drift off and forget about this mad world for at least some time. Or better yet, wake up in another one. Let them end what they have begun and finish me off. Or this shy girl. how long are you planning on sitting there? If I'm disturbing you, I can leave. No, you're not. Suddenly in my head appeared a wild but not senseless idea. You can even help. The girl gave me an inquiring look. Take that jar, see? I barely raised a hand and pointed at the needed medicine. Now draw a full syringe from it. Oh. Okay. You mean you're serious about it? Cindy's face was burning, and her face sounded not even surprised. Scared. Quite. No, you must really be out of your mind. What's the big deal? Even in the worst case, the new loop in a couple of days, no one will even remember about it. I will, that's enough already. So your answer is no? My answer is stop bullying me. She tried to get up, but I firmly caught her by the hands. Hey! Instead of trying to break free, Xenia laughed and pressed herself against me. Are you really not joking? What if we do get out of here after all? You haven't talked about that for a while. I haven't, but I am now. If in the real world you expect to just forget and pretend you haven't said anything now, then... No, both here and in the real world, my words are sincere. Even so. It's just hard to believe. So suddenly. What's sudden about it? How long have we known each other? I've long since lost count of the loops. I'm still counting, though. Xenia said quietly and hugged me even tighter. What's the plan? The girl obediently filled the syringe with the colorless, transparent liquid and handed it to me. No. When did you ever see a patient giving himself injections? But I don't know how to. There's nothing difficult about it. It's just that for me in this world, there was still the one and only taboo. Suicide. I was ready, and even wanted to die at the hands of mad pioneers or a lethal injection, but ending my own life. For some reason it seemed that I shouldn't. I couldn't even explain why and never tried to check. Maybe it was all because of that fear of uncertainty that had possessed me in the past 24 hours, or maybe it's all much simpler and the reason is the simple self-preservation instinct. Hey, that's not what happened in Groundhog Day. He killed himself over and over again. Regardless, I was sure that if I'm killed by someone else, I will immediately wake up in a new loop, but ready for everything now. The only problem was the fact that this girl clearly wasn't going to help me with my voluntary coitus? Don't know that word either. No, what if I do something wrong? It's better to call the nurse. I'll go, I'll be back soon. The nurse was the last thing I damn well needed here right now. Wait. I barely raised myself up on an elbow and grabbed her by the hand. Don't you worry, I've done it hundreds of times and I'll teach you too. There's nothing difficult about it. The girl wavered. First, take the tourniquet. Wait, what? Why would she need a tourniquet? It's used when taking blood. Okay, don't take the tourniquet. Pioneer girl laid the tourniquet on the table near me. I moved my left hand to the side to make it more convenient for her. Maybe we shouldn't after all? I won't even feel anything. Her hands were shaking, the needle jumping left and right. If she misses the vein, it won't be pretty. Euthanasia through the drugs from a Soviet medical kit is a precarious pleasure as is. Don't look at me like that, the girl suddenly said. I'm looking at you how? Don't get distracted. I can't do it like this. Oh, here we go. I made a helpless sigh and jerked my hand away from her. Okay, forget it. I'll just sleep and be alright tomorrow. Don't forget to turn the lights off and close the door when you leave. The girl obediently headed towards the exit, but froze halfway. Are you really in a lot of pain? I really am. What does it matter to you? I'll just endure it. I could do it, only if you close your eyes. So I close them, what will change? It'll be easier for me, like you're sleeping. Her eyes smiled. Okay, I'll close them. Doesn't seem to be anything scary. The girl walked up to me and took the syringe. So? Yes. Closed my eyes, and at the same second, a thought flashed through my brain. Why am I even trusting her so blindly? Just half an hour ago, when standing on the porch, I was thinking very differently. Something pressed me to the couch with a strength that made me unable to move my arms or legs. This bitch! The pioneer girl with the tourniquet in her hands leaned over me. A second later, it tightened around my neck. What are you? I wheezed. Even if this is the death I was urging her for, it shouldn't be like this. Not being strangled with a tourniquet. No, wait, I'm not ready. The pioneer was pulling ever harder, a mad grimace on her face, mouth grinning a devilish smile, sunken eyes opened wide and even seeming to glow with some unnatural light. I vainly tried to break free. The injuries and fatigue didn't let me. Here comes the Anoxima? No, I have no idea. There's so many words in this that I've never, read out loud, so anyway. Everything's getting blurry in front of my eyes. I close them, but the imprint of that crazy grimace is still left on the inner side of my eyelids. The edge of my mind, I hear the creak of the opening door. The devilish pioneer loosens her grip, and then the face of another girl is already leaning over me. Let go now. The familiar voice whispers to me. Someone helped me get up. I leaned on them and stumbled away from the infirmary. Oh. Wow. Ah, and this is where he's running. This is how it all began. This really is a crazy route. We were going slowly, often stumbling and bumping into everything. I was passing out and coming to all the time, but just couldn't raise my head and was only looking at my feet. The paving stone in front of the infirmary gave way to the asphalt of the square and then to earth covered by fallen leaves and fir needles. At last we stopped, and with difficulty I sank to the ground and looked around. Seems like the same clearing the pioneer dragged me to. I'm walking in some hellish circles today. I tried to smirk, but coughed immediately. The back of my hand got covered in blood. Here, drink. The girl handed me a cold flask. I barely took several gulps and looked at my savior. She seemed to be the same familiar girl, but something was out of tune with her usual image. After all, a smile suited this pioneer more than the compression of cold determination that was frozen on her face. Expression. Sorry. I didn't even really know what to say. I've already been mistaken once about the maniac in the infirmary and let myself relax for a second. Now I'm going to have to be wary all till the end this time. Though the unbearable pain in my whole body and my spinning head didn't let me concentrate even for a moment. What's this all? Shh, no need to talk. You'll get worse. I know it all. The girl said and looked at me carefully, as if, contrary to her own words, she was waiting for an answer. I know everything about you. I'm actually also real. How the damn hell are you real? We already met yesterday. I haven't noticed anything real about you. I coughed up blood again. Is this one of your jokes again? I continued quieter. You can't just kill me. You can't, right? You have to torture, to mock me? Want me to go mad? Then I realized that all of this has already happened once. Though now our roles were swapped. No, it's not like that at all. You got it wrong. You weren't talking to me yesterday. Oh, why am I explaining? It's like you don't understand yourself. The pioneer girl frowned. Didn't you ever meet your own copies? There definitely was logic in her words that I couldn't find a flaw in right away. Well, maybe. And why do you need all this? To help me, I mean. Because you're the same as me, real. Isn't it natural? Wouldn't you do the same in my place? If only she knew what I've done before. But what if she isn't lying? After all, I did meet people other than me in this world before. Thanks, if so. The girl didn't answer anything, only smiled. But I still don't understand how you did. I mean, I've met you 1,000 times before, and all of them were bots. It's hard to explain, and there's no time now. No time? Are you in a hurry for something? Not only me, soon we will all escape here. You mean from this loop to a new one? No, I mean from this camp, for good. What do you mean? I broke into a dumb smile. The very thought of there being an exit from this place had seemed absurd to me for a long time now. Don't tell me you want to stay here forever. Well, I've kind of been here forever already. I propose, you reject, okay. No, wait, you just got me wrong. Though why wrong, actually? Am I really ready to go back to the real world? It's alien and hostile to me now, as this camp has become my home. But that home lies in ruins, robbed and burnt. Will I be able to build it anew? Yeah, so what do you want then? Okay, but how? You don't propose I just take your word for it, right? If you really understand my situation, you won't refuse to explain. Fine, but not now. We have to make sure there's no pursuit. Wait. But the pioneer wasn't listening to me, and a second later she disappeared in the vivid greenery. Just wonderful. But I can't sew. What a pity. Serious oversight on our housekeeper's side. Oh, look who's talking. What are you going to make the rings from? Are you maybe planning on just reeling the wire of the induction coil around your finger? I got a couple ideas. Well, I'm listening. Then he looked at me carefully and smiled, anticipating my failure. However, even before I met her, I had acquired some very different skills, and crafting together a couple of rings wouldn't be very hard for me. The only question is the equipment. You can't find a jeweler's instruments in a camp. So I simply wouldn't have had time to prepare everything in a mere week, if not for the Cybernetics Club. If you rummaged through the bulk of the equipment stored there, you would definitely find enough gilding for 2 simple rings. And keeping the local cyberneticists occupied with something for a couple of days will certainly not be a problem, especially considering it's not the first time for me. That's a surprise. Even so. Xenia got embarrassed. In a week's time, they'll disappear, you know. We won't be able to take anything with us. So what? What's more important to you? Two pieces of metal, or... No, of course not. But if we're going to do it the way it should be, then the dress, too. Xenia's eyes sparkled. There were no problems with the suit. I knew for sure that several guys in the camp have pants and a jacket, maybe even a dark gray color. A summer dress would look good on Xenia, but the wedding dress was her idea in the end, which she predictably rejected right away. Use... Tool? Don't know what that is. Are you serious? Looks like she got tired of arguing already. No, but... You can always ask one of the girls. I think that's the best option. Cindy grew red, pouted, and turned away. Then go and ask them yourself, and take measurements of yourself, because you'll be the one wearing it. How do you even imagine I could do that? I'll just walk up to, say, Slavia and ask her, could you please sew a wedding dress for me? How about you say that it's for a costume contest? No, that's kind of silly. For a costume ball. Xenia was surprised, but didn't start arguing right away. I'll get the idea through the camp leader, don't worry. There'll be nothing to be shy about. A wedding is part of the performance. We'll make Shurik and Electronique perform man's first walk in outer space. Miku will cosplay Lennon on an armored car, and me and you will marry. And what historical event do you want to make this a reenactment of? God, what does it matter? Could even be the marriage of Akaterina II and Peter III? Oh, what an unenviable fate is waiting for you then, darling. Xenia smirked. No matter, it's just an example. See, you're joking already. Still, that somehow... Trust me. Okay, if you think it'll all work out. Sure it will. Understand why it's like flipping back and forth. It started to dawn. The fever made its presence known and seemed to get even stronger. Apparently the real pioneer girl got lost somewhere in the forest. Looks like I've been ditched again. Though I wasn't too hopeful this time, I just wanted to get everything back the way it was, not come back to reality. Maybe it's only been an hour on the other side, maybe centuries, doesn't matter anymore. I felt like a comatose man who wakes up and can't recognize the world around him. The horizon was burning with a bright scarlet glow, showering the sky with a flaming aurora. What if it wasn't just the inhabitants that had changed in this world? In a mere few minutes, the beams of the blazing sun will get here and burn me up, together with this whole damn Savianok. I wish the real pioneer girl would come back. It's better to settle in a new world than burn alive in a familiar one. More so because nobody there will know about everything that happened with me here. About everything I did myself. You seem to be deep in thought about something. A familiar voice sounded nearby. My voice. What do you want? I was surprised by his appearance and even scared a bit. I had enough problems with the maddened pioneers and had stopped even thinking about my doubles. Although, my doubles. How long has it been since I called them that? Right, for me there was always me, and there were them. We have nothing in common. We're different people, even if we were at one at some point. Maybe you're thinking, when did it all go wrong? Here he was, mistaken. I wasn't thinking about that. Tormenting yourself with doubts, asking yourself questions you'll never find answers to. I just want this all to be over, and your presence is hardly helping with that. Everything's long over if you mean it that way. Oh, really? That's not particularly noticeable. For everyone but you. That day in the bus, you made the wrong decision and died. I looked over my body carefully. It hurts, which means I'm alive. I don't look much like a dead man. You think it's really all that simple? That movie-like? Do you want to remember the moment when the life left you? Remember your last breath? The point of transition? The first moments on the new level of existence? I don't really get you. Then that means that I've already died then, in reality. No, you've been given a chance, but you didn't use it and ended up in your own personal hell. Limbo, if you wish. Oh, look at you reinventing the wheel as if I didn't know that. You knew that, but you didn't know that you're alone here now and there's no exit. I knew that. Or at least, I'd assume so. So what about you then? I'm not here. I'm just your hallucination. The forest resounded with his disgusting laughter. This is all painfully familiar, but why is it repeating itself now? Is it true when they say that troubles never come singly? Be my guest. I closed my eyes and even turned away just to be sure. Don't treat him like that. He's one of us too, or at least he was once. The familiar voice sounded a bit different. Now, two pioneers are standing in the clearing in front of me. You have to fight fire with fire. He's already been through enough fighting. I wouldn't say it's enough yet. They were arguing, and the reality lost all meaning to me. Look, he's lost his mind for good already. That's nothing special, it'll pass. Like in that story that we told Yolana, signed with the name of a non-existent friend, the mad regain their sanity and the sane go mad. And then that devilish laughter again. You think this is his first time? Isn't it? I know for sure that it isn't. He thinks he remembers everything. He's ready for everything. He knows the behavior of every pioneer beforehand, but he forgot so much. Maybe forgot the most important thing. Enough already. These two suddenly stepped aside, and the cat-eared one came forward. I was always kind of wary of her because I thought that there was nothing good to expect from her. Moreover, somewhere deep inside of me, she caused some kind of animalistic primal fear, like the fear of the dark. And I never believed her stories either, like that she's our subconsciousness, its hidden part. What nonsense. Don't you see how bad off he is? You're no use, like you. She pointed her finger at the evil pioneer. Hurry to the infirmary for pills. What pills? He was a bit startled. I don't know. Aren't you the smartest one here? Figure it out. The pioneer sighed helplessly and dragged himself in the direction of the camp. And you? She looked at the good one. And you? Well, Find something to do. Honestly, your whining is sickening. It only makes things worse. But I only wanted to help. But you're not helping, so go. She waved her hand and made an expression that made a thought flash through my head, just like a grumpy cat. The pioneer didn't argue and followed his double. So what now? I asked without much enthusiasm. I've been tricked more than once, and I'm not going to believe her now. Especially her. I would never have thought that of all the local inhabitants, it would be the cat-eared one to come and help me. Even if only in words. After all, she remembers the previous times, remembers our quarrel on the bus. You think you'll be able to make an idiot of me again? Gathering the last bits of strength, I raised myself, my eyes darkened from pain. But where will I go? I should have taken the syringe myself. Why did I even decide that suicide here is the end? Hey, the cat-eared one, jumped to my side with one leap and held me so I wouldn't fall. Do you really want me to believe you're helping me? And what do you think I'm doing now? After all, I always help you all. Yeah, sure. I sank onto the ground again and let out a heavy sigh. There's really nowhere for me to go in this condition. So when will your pioneers return? Soon. She answered vaguely. Okay, let's sit. Let's wait. I've got nothing to lose anymore. Craziness. Alright, we will end this episode here and see. I assume Xenia and I are going to get married now. See you then.